Oh, apparently I'm live. Yes. And good evening, fellow styrene modelers and electricity people. Let me who's on. I'm just experimenting. Yes, I have a nice glass of the Russian falling over drink with cola. So who's on? Very good evening to anyone who. I'm thinking at this time in the morning, it's like 5:05 in the morning here in the UK, and you're looking at Father Christmas. I'm actually quite enjoying my beard growth. Sitting here, coming to you from a small bedroom in the UK. I do appreciate that some of you lovely people come from America, Australia, New Zealand. Don't feel scared about going, hello, hiya Terry, that's my name. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. This is just sort of me testing things out. I should really, what I have noticed is I haven't been standing close enough to my razor of late, and this whole sort of face fungus thing's been going on, but I do quite like it. I stroke it like a cat. So who's on? I'm just going to, there is a little box there saying, say something. So I will. And I'll go, hello, I'm the Smooth. There you go. Yep, and it came up. So if there is anybody watching, apparently there might be about possibly two people. Pop on and say hello. Now, my background and what my channel is about, for those of you that may have come across me for the first time ever. And recently, excuse me, I'm just checking something on my tablet. Yeah, that's all okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I am into making models out of styrene, balsa wood, all sorts of things like that. Oh, hello. Oh, there's a cheeky bugger just, yeah. Oh, I'm just seeing what this lets me do. Let me just click on that. GB's Model Zone has popped in and said, bloody hell, it's Father Christmas. Go and type something else in, GB, and see if you now have moderator status. Because YouTube has changed quite a lot of things since I last done any lives. And before I grew the whole beard and yeah. So, John, aka Three Sheets, are you there? And if you are, please now type something different in to see if what I clicked worked. There you go. He's got a spanner. Yeah, I've got a spanner in. Well, it's that time of the year. Yes. So, you may have realized Black Friday has come in. Oh, are we getting lots of reasonable deals? From what I've seen, not really. They are all about trying to extract as much from our wallet as possible without really giving us any benefits. So you might notice in my chat, I now have a spanner. And it's my good friend John. Yes. How you doing, John? AKA Three Sheets, AKA Gordon's Alive. Yes, it's Mr. Bennett. Oh, a familiar name. Munchkin Modelling Man 72 has changed his tag a little bit, but he's going, evening, Terry. Good evening, Munchkin Modelling Man. I've been kind of out of it for the last 11 months or so. So could you let us know where you're from and possibly what models you're into making? That would be excellent. Now, why I'm on. I have had a couple of drinks. I have been offline, as a lot of you guys will have known, for quite a while, thinking about making a move back into YouTube. Is there any point? Is anything that I actually post up to you guys worthwhile? I don't know. So I'm just kind of engaging with my YouTube audience to see, I suppose, basically, are there any followers still? Even though I've got a subscriber count, and it pops up and down, and I've got a few videos on my channel. Is there anybody actually interested in what I've got to say? What would you like to see happening on the channel? And yeah, I'm just sitting chilling. So anybody wants to join in the chat. I've got one spanner. John's sitting there going, yep, I'm still here. He's got his spanner on. I'm not going to go into this whole, is it COPPA or whatever it is thing about, is your channel aimed at children? Well, the first thing I have to say is no, my channel is not aimed at children. Although I predominantly build and put videos up about plastic scale modelling or styrene scale modelling, about modelling kits and how to put them together and how to paint them and stuff like that. It's not aimed at children because if you're anything like myself, you probably got into modelling at a very young age and then you got married and learned about girls, and if you weren't chasing girls, you were fighting off girls and things like that. And then you eventually got to the stage you got divorced, you're sitting in the house on your own and you build plastic models. Welcome to the club. Yeah. Which is why I don't really care about my face fungus, because I'm on my own and yeah, I don't have a woman to please and I can do what the F-U-C-K I like. That wasn't children oriented, by the way. So yeah, I have had an absence off of YouTube for probably about 11 months. There was a lot of things went on and I lost interest, and I haven't actually stuck 2 bits of plastic together for 11 months. However, I have developed a big interest in electronics. Okay, some of you guys are out there going, yeah, one of those geeks. But the interest in electronics I have developed is towards actually lighting up your model kit. So it may be an aeroplane with port and starboard navigation lights. It may be a sci-fi thing with laser turrets and stuff like that. And it's all stuff I'm exploring. Now, there's 2 types of electronics. I'm going for the basic stuff where you can buy a breadboard. Have I got one handy? No, I haven't, because Terry hasn't really planned this out. Oh, hold on, wait now. I do. Wait now. Crunch, 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 crunch. Some people, like myself, may still experiment on little things called breadboards. Yeah. I think that's a 555 chip with just a positive line running in. You can with electronics and low voltage, introduce LED lighting into your kit, which for me is a big plus. You want to build a Starship Enterprise, and you want the bridge to light up, and all the nav lights, and all the strobe lights. You can do this with electronics. Now, I'm not an expert. My actual, I did serve an apprenticeship as a mechanic, and I ran my own business for 10 years quite successfully as a semi sort of skilled automotive electronic crossover. Not quite an auto electrician, because that is not my skill base, but kind of crossed over on that. And yeah, I want to share that with you guys. And I'm still learning. I've got a lot of experiments to do with electronics as far as getting LEDs to light in certain sequences that you can incorporate in your kit. Anyways, going on to chat. I believe I've got 4 people watching. Please do say hello in the chat. Munchkin Modelling Man, my boss supports my hobby 100%. Munchkin, if I remember rightly, are you not more into... God, I look like Tintin with this wee bit in the top. I'll pull this bit up. My name is Tintin. Or am I showing my age? Can you remember the comic thing, Tintin? His boss supports his hobby 100%. Munchkin, are you not into the model railway kind of stuff? I've always been jealous of a primary school friend that had the whole loft converted for all the Hornby and all that. People with money. Anyway, I'm going to sit reasonably quiet just now and see if anybody else puts anything in the comments. That's what the whole live chat's about, the whole live feed. Now, I do appreciate in the UK, it's like 5:18 in the morning. And I am from Scotland in the UK, and most of the people who normally build styrene models, etc., will be fast asleep. However, if you're a bit of an insomniac like myself, you might be on here. I also realise that I've got a following from people from America and Australia and New Zealand. So hello to everybody. I believe Thanksgiving was just the other day. Oh God, I'm looking at this. I'm looking like I need to do a proper unicorn. Wait a minute. Hi, I'm a unicorn. Right, what's Munchkin saying? Not me, but a fella named... How do you say that? Papan Dan's models is heavy in it. Got your stickers you sent me above my laptop. Oh, were you one of the lucky people that got one of my stickers? I did a wee while back. God, it must be over a year ago. Got a few wee stickers printed up just as a trial thing, and if anybody was really nice, I'd send them stickers. Munchkin appears to have one of the rare stickers. I haven't decided to do any more as yet. And just, yeah. Yep, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Munchkin, where are you from? Remind me. And I'm just getting used to this new YouTube live thing. Obviously, for me, this is back to front. It's going like assumes, but I'm hoping that you say smooth and workshop, not skirt. So we'll see what happens there. Munchkin is saying, I sent you my shop card. Oh, I didn't put my shop cards up. Is this the one? Give me a second. I have a whiteboard. Ding! Oh, upside down. Try again. Ding! Munchkin, is your one? Oh, there it is. Munchkin Modelling Man 72. This is the only one I think I've been sent from America, the good old US of A. So I have a whiteboard, obviously it's Smooth's Workshop, of people in the UK. We tend to send each other stickers, or we get stickers like the ammo thing and stuff like that from companies that maybe supply stuff. I've got the big, the E-models. I've got to confess, I haven't watched E-models for 11 months, so I've no idea what's going on there, but there's E-models. Model Making Guru, the Fox. Love that guy to bits. Again, been out of the loop, haven't spoke to him. What have we got? We've got Frankie Goes to Hobbywood, a German friend. He's a really, really good model maker, and he's sent me a few little gift packages in the past. Excellent chap, love him to bits. Iwata, that's kind of like airbrushes, E-models. Skipper Scare models, yeah, we all know about Ted from E-models. Hero Boy, hopefully this is the right way around. Hero Boy, brilliant place if you're into cars and motorbikes and want custom paints and things like that. Ammo again. What's this one? Sorry, I'm trying to read it back to front. What was that one? Northwest Modeler. Don't know if he's still about. We've got Serg Models. Sorry, Gross Models. Chris from Gross Models. Another E-models builder. What have we got up here? Yeah, that's a cracking one. That's from Hero Boy. So that's some more stickers. What's that wee one? Northwest Modeler on that wee one. Totally Scale Models on that one. Black Rifle Model Works. Now, this guy, if you build styrene models and you're on YouTube and you like the military stuff, go and type into YouTube Black Scale Model Works. This guy is an ex-vet, and he has such an eye for detail on sort of British military, sort of, what would I say, the whole sort of recent warfare kind of stuff. Obviously, we've got Zero Paints up there. And yeah, it's Munchkin. I've got your card on my board, mate. So there you go. So yeah, I've got a few on there. If you do have stickers or shop cards or anything like that, sorry, I'm just getting rid of my unicorn, that you would like to send me, send me a private message. Now, the best way to get hold of me, okay, is on an old Yahoo email address. That's about the only one that I sort of use frequently. Frequently. Hold on, I need a cigarette. I need a drink. Oh, sorry, my Porsche fell over. I am so not prepared for this. But yeah, like the last one, I've been off YouTube for a while and just wondered what sort of interest was there. To be quite honest with you, I can obviously go into YouTube and see, like, say, somebody likes such and such a video on my model building, and that such and such a person liked a video on my electronics. I do realise that I have promised a lot of people the next video series will be on resistors and stuff like that. And it's people that know me will know that I don't really have a good sort of mental health type thing, and I struggle with normal daily life. Is that a good way to put it? But people that have followed the channel over a period of time realise that I struggle with stuff. And I've got a lot of ideas about what I would like to put in my channel. But when it comes down to it, I'm like, So yeah. I'm just going to light a cigarette. Now, on YouTube standards, this is not aimed at children, so I will hide the lighting of my cigarette, which is obviously for people over 18, but I require a nicotine intake, so bear with me a second. Nicotine. Right. So I'm just going to catch up with chat for a wee second. Munchkin's been yapping away. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I thought it was. It was Turkey Day for my American viewers. We don't have a Thanksgiving thing in the UK. It tends to be like Christmas. We have turkey. I sent you my shop card 4 or 5 months ago. Was it that long, Munchkin? It is proudly displayed on my board, though. I usually have it sitting there, but I didn't think when I was preparing. Actually, I shall put it up just in case anybody tunes in, so everybody can see the lovely people that have sent me stickers and shop cards. Can I get it to go in? Can you all? It's a bit squint. What on earth is sitting there? Oh, right. Okay. Post-it notes. Is that kind of? It's kind of. But there's Munchkin's shop card. This is the thing I was on about on my last live feed. It's almost postcard size, which is kind of what the Americans do, whereas we just do all the sort of stickers. You know, sorry, my mic's maybe in the way of some of them. But there's Munchkin's shop card that he sent me, and I gratefully sent him some stickers back. It's just my phone has just jumped out. It's just a kind of thing that model makers do, that maybe do YouTube or whatever. Right. I'm just going to catch up and chat some more. It's still a bit squint. It needs to sit. Yeah. How do I prop it up? I'll stick a pen under this side. Technical. Stick a pen under it, Terry. Yeah. That's a bit better. And that was a pen. Right, so just reading through the chat. Illinois, USA. Right, so you've got Eastern USA, Western USA, middle, and the South. Ding, 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 ding. Whereabout is Illinois on the map without me having to look it up? It's quite strange because people in the UK quite often sort of go, Americans don't know where we are. If we say, I'm in Scotland, is that in England? And I have to plead ignorance that I don't know all the American states. So, yeah, whereabout in the big old USA is Illinois? Just above the home of Superman, I have Gurus 2. Yeah, model making guru. Yeah. And Boxing Day, I think what you might call it, or is that what your Christmas is called? We generally in the UK on Christmas Day, they have a turkey roast with all the trimmings. We don't have a sort of Turkey Day or Thanksgiving Day as you do in the USA. I haven't researched how it came about or things like that. So there you go. It's called the Heartland. You're in the center. Okay, so in the center. I'm just going to partake in a little bit of my beverage. So for people just coming across this live feed and wondering, who is Smoo and what is his workshop? Well, Smoo is my biker nickname. And my workshop involves a lot of, I don't know if you see up to the top there, there's a lot of styrene model kits from different manufacturers. One's If you were a child, you might get an aeroplane and you'll glue it together and then you'll paint it. That's styrene models. Spitfires, whatever, if you're in America, B-52s. That's kind of my thing. But I have recently sort of evolved into, I like electronics, and have I got something I could show you? I don't know. Let me have a quick look. What have I got? Right, that one doesn't fully work, so I don't want to show you that one. Right, I've got a few. Grab that and grab that. Right, so electronics, basic electronics. You might think, oh, whoop-de-doos. Has this any power left in it? I look at electronics as far as I want to light some of my model kits up. What are you putting in there? Salute Terry. Slow the semi you did. Oh, a semi, right, that's a truck. That is a big build. It's sitting down there in there waiting for more painting. It's a beautiful kit, but it's an old kit and needs a lot of work. Right, so electronics. You buy little kits like this. Now, this is something I'm going to look at on my channel. So it's getting near. We're not in December yet, although lots of people have Christmas decorations up in their houses. I'm looking at electronics, right? So you get little kits like this. That makes a lovely flashing Christmas tree. That's fine. And it's a bit of fun to solder it all together with a couple of transistors and capacitors and make it all flash. What I'm looking at is, can you incorporate any of what these things do into your model kit to allow your model kit to look a bit more lifelike? For example, a aeroplane with nav lights, or a spaceship with, sort of like bridge lights, nav lights. Oh, what's the word that you use for Star Trek? Nacelles, all that sort of thing. Can I incorporate electronics to light my kit up to make it a bit more like what they show you on TV? So this is one of the wee kits that it's one of the things I might feature on my channel. I'm just going to pop this off if I can. To show you how electronics works. Now, I've done a couple of portions of my electronics thing. What's John saying? It's on a Sunday. Light up thrusters too. Yes, lighting up thrusters. I have done a couple of videos. I started off dead enthusiastic, and I'm still enthusiastic about it all. It's just that there was a few things that happened that made me not want to make videos anymore. And I'm trying to get back into making videos again. So here's another little electronics project. Yes. Is it St. David's Star? I can't remember, but there's a little flashing star. You can sit on top of your Christmas tree and it flashes away. Okay, so that's another little module kit. It's only a couple of pounds that you can do. But the flashing aspect of this particular circuit might be useful when you're building your models. You might be able to utilize that or components from this to make your model flash in a certain way. So I'll take this out. There is one I need to troubleshoot. Is it going to pop out? Right, so I'll take this out. Now, there was one I made last year. And I'm not going to put it on for too long because there is a problem with the circuit. Now, it's either I have put a couple of LEDs the wrong way or something else. It's supposed to depict Santa and his reindeer. But after soldering it all together, I think I did it on a live feed one night. Switch it on. Certain parts of it work. And see where the really bright LEDs are? Some of it doesn't. So I need to troubleshoot that. I actually think I've probably put a couple of LEDs in the wrong way around or whatever. But it's like a £3 or £4 kit. And, you know, it's kind of Christmassy. I'm very bah humbug. But yeah, electronic side of things, yeah. So I had a lot of response from people who don't know anything about electronics and would like to incorporate them into their model kits, the styrene kits that we buy, you know, airplanes or sci-fi models or whatever, and didn't know where to start. Basic electronics, like getting things like this to flash, isn't very difficult. If you want to go into sequence stuff, say you were building a Star Trek Enterprise and you wanted the bridge to light up, and then the nav lights to light up, and then a sound sequence to come in, and all that sort of stuff. A lot of people these days do it on Arduino because Arduino is basically a kit that you buy that you plug A to A, B to B, and type in some code, and it does it all for you. That's exciting, but it doesn't really get you involved in the electronics. It's more about programming and code. I would like to be able to show people how to incorporate LEDs and electronics into their model making kits without going down the Arduino route. And I appreciate that might be quite difficult, and I'm still learning myself, but it's kind of the tangent I'm going off on with my channel, and I don't know how many people appreciate it or maybe go, it's not for me, I just want to stick plastic together. And this is where feedback comes back. You need to let me know what you guys like. So I'm just going to take the battery out of my flashing star and see what you guys want. I have, God, that's got a strong clip on it, this one. You will come out of the star, you bastard. Oh, Christ. It's still flashing and I can't get the battery out. Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, fuck it. Excuse my French. Well, I just sit it up there and go, hi. Let's get a big daub of blue tack. There we go. There's a big daub of blue tack. So, yeah, the electronic side of things really interests me. Now, there's probably not many people viewing it at the moment. Probably about 3. Yeah, because I'm on at a silly time in the morning, so I'm just going to stick some blue tack on there. No, I need to warm it up. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in model making. I actually bought this airbrush a year ago and meant to do a review on it. I never got near it. Real life tends to get in the way, but I do like making styrene models. So give me a second. I'm just warming up this white tack. Well, it used to be white tack, but it's kind of like blue now. So I've possibly used it for masking off a model at some point. So let's stick this on the top here. And seeing as we're getting near December, let's get our wee. Well, let's stay. There we go. That's about as festive as I'm going to get, guys. That's my wee. Or should I maybe put the Christmas tree on? If I can get the battery out. So, the point of this is me basically trying out. Got it. Trying out YouTube's new features and seeing if I can do a live broadcast. And then I will look at if there is a possibility of, before it used to be I could do a live broadcast and have other people join in with me. I used to do a regular Saturday night live show, which quite a lot of you guys enjoyed. But I'm not sure if I can do that now with the current YouTube setup. So I may have to download or even pay for a separate program that will allow me to do this. But all I will say is, watch this space. Right, what's Munchkin saying? Light up Thrusters 2, doing an awesome job. At what? I'm just chatting away here, mate. And I watched it when you did the live feed. Thanks, Munchkin. As I say, I'm nothing special when it comes to making models. As a mechanic, as a technical person, I find the actual building of models pretty straightforward. However, a lot of you guys that are maybe doing it for the first time don't find it so easy. I'm a reasonable painter and have been spraying my models with an airbrush for maybe a couple of years. No expert again, but I can share what I find I'm coming across when I'm doing my models with you guys, which is what the channel's about. I want to help people who have a similar interest in making models try and achieve the things that they want to do with practice. What's Munchkin saying? Helped make my long work shift go by a lot bit. Yeah, what sometimes when I'm doing my ordinary videos or a live video, when it was with the crew and all the rest of it, we might have a 3 or a 4 hour long stream. But what we've tended to find from feedback is that people will be sitting at the bench building a model and will have me and the crew on in the background as sort of company, and they can sort of go, and giggle along at whatever jokes we're doing or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to find my place as a channel on YouTube. I love building styrene models, but I have had no mojo for the past 10 months. And I love dabbling in electronics. And I'm not sure, even though I'm trying to combine it so that, for example, give me a wee second here. One of the models I went on about on my channel, let's see if you can see this, was a Ravel Porsche 911 Turbo on 1/24 scale, where I said I would build this model, which I will, as well as lighting it up, which might be quite interesting for you guys that do cars all the time. Now, Have I lit up a Porsche 911 Turbo? No, I haven't. Am I a car builder? No, I'm not. What am I going to look at when I actually do the video series? I'm a decent painter, so I'll probably get a nice shiny red and all that, no problem, without using 2K clear and all that sort of poisonous stuff. Will I get the interior look nice? Well, I can detail paint with a brush and stuff like that. Don't foresee that being a problem. Can I build the kit using glue and files and sanders and stuff like that, like all you guys do? Not a problem. Can I make the headlights light up? Can I make the fog lights light up? Can I make the indicators work individually? Can I make them work as hazard lights? On the back end, I mean, this is actually quite a beautiful kit. I'll show you the back end because it doesn't really show you much. The dash, can I make the dash light up? Can I make the speedometer light up? The tachometer, rev counter, and clocks and dials, can I make them light up? I don't know. It's a challenge. I'm going to try it. On the rear end, can I do... Don't think I can do the reverse lights because I believe it's part of the whole Porsche thing on the back. But can I do tail lights and brake lights? I think that's a reasonable thing that I could do with modern LED technology. So I haven't started it yet. I have done an unbox review on my channel about this particular kit, and I've had a lot of nice comments about it saying it's based on whatever, and some people say, well, it's supposed to have a turbo, but it doesn't actually have what we're expecting. I'm looking at, it's a Porsche. It's red. It's a whale tail. It's a car. So amongst making the actual model of the car in a lovely red, I want to make it nice and shiny. So that will show up how good I am at painting a model. I'm okay. I'm not going to use 2K clear. I could quite easily spray it all red and go 2K clear, and then the 2K settles and it's lovely and shiny. I'm kind of old school. I'll go primer, base coat, colour coat, wet sand colour coat back, put a lacquer on, not a 2K clear, and hope to get a car in scale that looks like a car rather than, and I'm not dissing anybody that does this, rather than a car that you paint red and spray it with 2K clear and it all settles out and it looks lovely and you just micro mesh it back. Not my thing, apart from the toxicity of 2K clear. So I want to try and build this car to look like a 1/24 scale model of this car. I do have a few problems where the tires are shit, the chrome's crap. I need to try and find a different paint to redo the chrome. But as a modelling exercise, whether or not I manage to achieve a lovely paint finish on this model, I want to have it have headlight coming on. I want the indicators to flash left, right, and hazards. I want the spotlights to come on. So when I actually build this and do the video build series, and I know I'm taking on a lot to do it, which is why I've been putting it off, I want to incorporate normal model making and painting your kit up with the electronics. And hopefully I manage it, but I'm not promising anything. And I will not edit my videos. If I make a mistake, you will see it. And I'll go, oh shit, I tried that, it didn't work. And this is how I'm going to try and get over it. So I don't hide my mistakes. So anyway, that's enough of that. I appreciate there are not many people on at this time of the morning. It's currently 9 minutes to 6 in the morning here in the UK. Let's see if I can get my little Christmas tree to stand up in my blue tack. Because we are getting, there we go, we are getting very near the Christmassy time. You might have gathered that by all the adverts on TV. And myself, I'm a motorcyclist. I ride a motorcycle. Not like the American guys with their Harleys. As you American guys would call it, a rice burner. I like my jack bikes. I have a Suzuki GSR 750, which is a GSXR 750 street bike, if you can think of it that way. I've got weird red flashing things in my face. Anyway, I just thought that it's a bit squint. I need to straighten up. This is as Christmassy as I'm getting. So, hold on, wait now. What's Munchkin saying? Help me. A crotch rocket. Funnily enough, that is what my brother calls my motorcycle, a crotch rocket. Or, as a lot of people call them, organ donor machines. Yeah. So I've got my mic hiding behind my Christmas tree. So if you're wondering where you get something like this, it's great for practicing your soldering. Is it off center? There's a company in the UK called Rapid Electronics, and they do these little electronic kits for educational purposes. So if you're learning to do electronics, just the thing for you. I think it cost about £2. Excuse me again. The kit comes with everything that you need. I just keep seeing it falling back here, so I'm just trying to fix it. The kit comes with everything that you need to make the little flashing Christmas tree. So there's a bunch of red LEDs, couple of transistors, couple of caps, things like that. It doesn't come with a battery, but it allows, this is where I'm saying I don't aim this channel at children, but it allows young people or people wanting to experiment with electronics to build it. Keeps falling back. To allow them to buy a kit like this that comes with minimal instructions. I might give up on this in a bit. Give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 LEDs on this, right? And they're all flashing sort of independently. Now, I will cover this on my channel. Normally, you won't have, say you're doing a Star Trek Enterprise, you won't have 15 lights flashing at different times, but you can usually do nav light, other nav light, other nav light, other nav light. Okay, bridge switch on. And it's all really basic electronics. And I don't know why I've got this interest in electronics, but I certainly have. But I want to be able to incorporate what I've learned from making this little £2 kit into my models, because some of my models would look really nice with flashing lights. Yeah, I'm going to give up on this shortly because it's, yeah. Anyway, it is 5 to 6 in the morning here in the UK. So I do make models. I do have a little bit of knowledge about models. Can you all hear me clearly? Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Um, do, do any of you guys have any questions at all that I may be able to help you with? And if I don't know the answer, I'll be honest and say, I don't know. But if I do know the answer, I will give you, to the best of my knowledge, the answer you require. So I'm just going to have another little beverage. What have I? Oh, that's died. Oh dear, I'm not doing very well. What have I been doing for the past months when I haven't been on YouTube or making models? I'm a gamer, which is why I'm sitting playing about with this, going, why has this guy killed me? So I'm putting feelers out there. I used to do a regular. Excuse me for being distracted. I'm playing about with my game. Um, I used to be a regular YouTuber and had a lot of model making friends join me on a Saturday evening for a bit of a chat, a bit of a live Q&A and stuff like that for you guys. Now, when I stopped, there were a few other people that started doing Saturday night stuff after I disappeared. But there doesn't seem to have been anybody that's taken up a regular Saturday night slot. So I'm asking you as viewers, would you be interested in me possibly starting up the Saturday Night Live again, even if it's just myself? Rather than talking to camera like this, I might be making something. Is there any interest in me doing Saturday Night Lives again? I'm not saying I'm going to, but is there a general interest in me doing so? And maybe if I can find a software that works with the current YouTube settings, encouraging a few friends to accompany me. So I would be very interested in hearing if you would be interested in me trying to start up Saturday Night Lives again. It was all fun, humour, bit of banter, model making stuff. Anybody asks a question, we would go on to the serious topic of answering that person's question. But the rest of the time, it was like, my farts are green. So, yeah, putting it to you guys. Obviously, my UK viewers don't have insomnia like myself, aren't up at this time in the morning. But I do open up my comment section down below. So when this live stream actually finishes, you can put your comments in below. Do keep them constructive. There's no point in being nasty. I'll just block you. If you like my videos, put a thumbs up. If you don't like my videos, put a thumbs down. But if you put a thumbs down, please comment and say what you didn't like. That oh, I have an alarm set for some reason. If you didn't like something, let me know about it, and then I can work around that. Oh, I've got somebody else in. I've got Robert Justin in. Hi, Smoo. What was the chrome buffing powder that you used on your bike called, and where can I get it from? Right. I am halfway through a build, well, 3/4 of the way through a build on a motorcycle. Cafe Racer. that instead of using paint, excuse me, to bring up the finish that I wanted, I used a metal buffing powder. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember the competitor, but the one I use, there are 3 different compounds. So I'll just explain that for you, Robert. Hopefully you're still here. So I use 3 different compounds from, I think it's Dutch, company called Ushi, USCHI. Let's see if I can get this to focus. USCHI Van der Rossen. Okay, so USCHI Van as in van, DERROSTEN. Ushi van der Rosten. They do 3 different metallic buffing powders. Now, myself, I think they're probably mostly graphite based. The idea behind them is you would spray, for example, a Tamiya X1 or something like that, a gloss down. But within a couple of hours of the actual black gloss that you've put down, totally curing, you would go over with one of these metal buffing powders. Now, this one is metal polishing powder chrome, item 4008. So I used that a lot on the, I think it's a Kawasaki Z9 that I'm doing the Cafe Racer on that I haven't finished. So that's that one. And it gives you a greyish, silverish chrome that looks better than any chrome paint that I've had, as long as the base gloss black that you put under it is flawless. Okay, so that's that colour. They also do, what have we got? They do a steel as well, which is quite good for likes of gearboxes and stuff like that if you've got a cast iron gearbox. And the part number for that is 4009. Again, it's usually Van der Rossen, but it's metal polishing powder, steel type. Will it focus? Okay. They're little, what's in here? I think it's 25 milliliter tubs. And the last colour that they do, bearing in mind I've been out of touch for 11 months, there might be more, they also do an iron one, which is 40010, and it's that one. Okay, so they're little 25 millimeter pots. You basically prime the surface of your model with whichever primer you prefer. You then put a gloss black of whichever paint manufacturer you prefer. Doesn't matter if it's acrylic or lacquer. But the important thing is, before the paint fully cures, they recommend within 2 hours, you then take these buffing powders, which, if you want to go down the whole sort of health and safety thing, they are very fine powders. Yes, you can inhale them. Okay, so they suggest wearing a mask, full diver suit, oxygen mask, big gloves, all that sort of shit. As long as you take a piece of kitchen towel and dampen it down and put that on your bench and use it sparingly, you don't need the whole oxygen breathing mask apparatus. If you have it, right, I've got to be PC here. Okay, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, that applies eye makeup. You get these little, I've got one, but it's not got any ends on. You get these little applicators. That one's got no ends on because I was going to try and do it. They've got wee, like, fluffy ends on. Or you can use cotton buds to apply this after you have your gloss paint on. You can do it with a cotton bud, and what you do is wee small circles, build it up, build it up, build it up, and eventually you end up with the metallic finish that you want. Now, one of these wee 25mm pots will cost you about £10 UK. It's quite a lot of money, but it goes a long way. Just don't be messy with it. Don't do what a lot of the videos do and dip your makeup applicator on and most of it falls on, the kitchen roll underneath. Be sparing with it. It's good for edge highlighting, all sorts of stuff. So the other question was, where did I get it from? I got it from a UK modelling company. I'm just trying to remember the name of them now. Is it? Oh, God. I don't want to promote any particular company over another because that's not my thing. Scale, model, scale. I can't remember. But if you put Ushi, Van der Rosten, and any of those code numbers that I gave you in, it will give you companies that do it. And I love them. Just trying them out. Right, I'm just going to catch up with chat. So that was for Robert Justin. Hopefully that helped you out. If it didn't, truck rims, ideal for it. Feel free to send me a private message. If you're on my Smooth Cave modelling group, you can send me a PM via that way. It's on Facebook or on Facebook. If not, send me an email to smooth, SMOOS, workshop, was it gmail.com or .co.uk? I am considering making a website, so I do have both active. Or bigtel, BIGTEL, 22 at yahoo.com. I'm still kind of figuring all this shizzle out. But if I can help you in any way, please do feel free to PM me via Facebook or email me. I'm only just now getting back into Facebook. I've basically taken about 11 months off and ignored Facebook, and I've got Patreon as well and all that sort of thing, and I have sort of neglected them a bit, but I'm trying to get back into it. So if you need any further information, I wish I could get into it. I've actually got a motorcycle there that I have done fully with the chrome buffing powders, and it looks fantastic. So I will do a video when I finally finish that motorbike and the chopping and cutting and stuff like that, to let you see what it looks like, and you can judge from yourselves. I try to remember the other buffing powders. It's on e-models. It was a chrome one. As I say, I've been out of it so long, I can't remember. But there is another buffing powder, and Ushi, Van der Rossen, to my personal preference, is a bit better. I'm just going to participate in a small drink of vodka and cola. That's better. Right, going to catch back up with the chat and see what you guys are on about. Munchkin is saying it would be cool if you all get back to doing it again. I would love to do Saturday Night Lives again. Unfortunately, it ran well for a year with different people. Unfortunately, after a point of time, egos get the better of things, and people voice opinions on, I don't like what you're doing, I'm not getting enough attention for my channel, blah, 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 blah. And it falls apart. And although, as you're noticing, I can come on here with my Santa beard and do it myself, I prefer doing it with other people who enjoy the same hobby as myself. So I'm working on that at the moment. I would love to bring back a Saturday Night Live show because at the moment, I think, as I say, I haven't checked anything in 11 months. You've got E-Models on a Monday night, if you're familiar with them. On a Friday night, you've got Paul from ISM with his crew, cracking channel as well. I know Paul very well. And then there's nothing else. I'm just checking stuff here. That's okay. I'm a gamer. So yeah, basically at the moment, the way I look at things is there's only about, oh, no, tell a lie. You have, oh, Mr. Flory. Mr. Flory from Flory Models also does a live stream occasionally. So you've got E-Models on a Monday, Flory, and International Scale Modeler. That's all that you've got at the moment. Back to the time when I was doing the Saturday Night Live with friends. No, that's going to bleed. We had like Monday night was E-Models, Wednesday night would be Mark. He'd have his live thing on. There was something on a Thursday. Friday night was Paul from ISM. Saturday night would be me and the crew. And Sunday you would have Fox with his live stream in the afternoon, and you'd have Gross Models with his evening thing. No idea what's going on at the moment. No idea if there's a live feed on a Saturday night. Not that any of us are experts or anything. I enjoyed a Saturday night goofing off for you guys because I'll be sitting with a group of friends and we go, right, we're going to go live, and maybe about 5 or 6 of us, and we go live and we sort of show what we've all been building and things like that. And then we would get questions back and forward about, oh, I like that model, how have you found it, blah, 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 blah. So we do that. And then just general goofing off and general model making questions. And it worked well for about a year. And then, yeah, and I've had a few, probably mentioned it, I've had a few medical issues and my mental health isn't very good. I suffer really badly with depression, anxiety, and you wouldn't think it because I'm sitting here going, hey, on YouTube, and you know, like fronting a Saturday Night Live with Smoona Crew, it's like hi and all that, but deep down, I struggle a bit. But I think Saturday night's missing something, and even if I shave all this crap off, I think we need something back. I need to get my mojo back on the model making side of things. But even if it's just me and you and me showing you how to solder stuff, I don't know. Put it in the comments. Do you miss the Saturday Night Lives? Did you like the banter? Are you not really bothered about it? Who is this guy with a beard that's sitting chatting away? I just came across him random. I don't know anything unless you guys put comments in. Now, you can't comment on this live feed until the feed has finished. But after it has finished, you can put comments in. And anything you want to see or whatever, do feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you do a thumbs down, please tell me what you didn't like, and keep it constructive. And yeah, so moving on. Let me just catch up with chat. I need to stop smoking. No, right. Munchkin is saying, I have Ushi powder I use for steel, chrome, and another. Yeah, steel, chrome, and what was the other one? Steel, chrome, and iron. They're really good. Amazon has it in stock. There you go. I'm not an Amazon affiliate. I wish I knew how to work that. If I could, I might make about 2p on every sale. But there we go. Talking about that, just for a laugh, right? I've never been in this for the money, right? It's nice to get the money so you can buy a wee kit here and there. But my whole aim of this is I've struggled with stuff when I've been making model kits and thought, what about if I shared what I was struggling with other people? And they sort of went, oh, right. Oh, there's an idea. And that was the idea behind it. So it's not been about the money. But finally, after 3 and I'm probably come up to 4, but say 3.5 years on YouTube. Because when I first started, if there were adverts on YouTube, they used to give you a little contribution off the advertising revenue towards your channel. And then they changed the goalposts. So it went from a little channel like myself being eligible for that to you must have over 1,000 subscribers. That took me ages. So that probably happened about a year ago. So 3 years YouTube, and I eventually got to 1,000 subscribers and the monetization came back in. I can now proudly say, now, if you do YouTube, you'll understand this, but YouTube won't pay out till you have a minimum of £60 revenue sitting on the, is it AdSense or something like that? They won't pay you out till you've got at least £60. I got my first payment after 3.5 years on YouTube 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I've made money from YouTube. This kind of goes on to Edward Leonard's in. Smoo, good to see you back. I thought you might be dead. My beautiful self dead? Yeah. Nice to see you, Leonard. Edward. This is why a lot of people like myself. It's not a begging thing. It's about, okay, I'll give you my personal circumstances. I'm not working. Why am I not working? I've worked all my life, ran my own business. Yeah. And then I suffered a mental breakdown and I now have mental health issues, which thankfully are now coming more to the forefront. I suffer really bad from depression. I spend most of my days in bed unless I find something exciting to do. And I suffer from anxiety, which is like, okay, I've been in bed all day. One of my friends wants me to do something, but you get so anxious about it, you don't do it, and you spend the rest of the day in bed. It's not an excuse or anything. It's kind of like a rough outline on depression and mental health. So I suffer really bad from mental health, and I find model making helps me a lot with that because it focuses your mind on doing something. And I'm ex-military myself. I was in the Royal Scots, which is no longer available. God, I was 25 at the time. I'm 52 now. So what are we? 27 years ago, there was a regiment called the Royal Scots, which was an army regiment. And I did all my induction and stuff like that. So I've got an affinity with ex-military personnel. A lot of my friends are ex-military. I'm also a motorcyclist. I enjoy motorcycles, and there's actually quite a big following of ex-military people who ride motorcycles that try and do things to help ex-vets. If you're with me, maybe the American people will get that. So, for example, there might be a commemorative run, and say 100 people take part, and all pay £2, and the £2 all goes to fund to help ex-vets. It's a bit bigger than that, but yeah. Anybody that has on a piece of paper or declared, I will sacrifice my life to my country or queen and country, has my utmost respect because I've been there. What I will say is I personally haven't seen any action. So I haven't lost any friends or, you know, to enemy combat. I do have friends that have. And you get the whole PTSD thing, and it's very similar to what I'm suffering from. I have a friend who has PTSD that has never been in the military, but unfortunately, as a younger man, he came across a road accident where a woman was decapitated, and he suffers from PTSD from that incident. So, yeah, anybody with mental health issues, I get you. Anybody without might not get me. So, yeah, do I need to go on about that one? I don't think so, but I'm ex-military. To all serving and former serving military personnel, big love, big respect. I know what you signed your life up to, your life including however many dollars or pounds or whatever. It's basically like I will defend my country unless some bastard kills me. Right, moving on. It's maybe probably not what people want to hear. I appear to have a whole seven. When I used to do live streams, I used to have about 30 people in. It was like, oh, can we get 31? Can we get 32? I'm delighted that anybody's even tuning in. So if you are tuning in, don't be scared to type something into the live chat. Okay? I don't bite unless your name's Betty and you're like 48 double D's and you want me to bite you. Do feel free to say hello in chat and I will say hello back. And Isle of Man braces sponsored by a good friend of mine. Right, okay. Just catching up with the chat again. I have that too. Amazon has it. Johnny Blyson, how you doing? Put another something to Barbie, mate. I've not seen you for a while. How you doing, Johnny? Johnny is another member of Smooth Cave, which is my very small Facebook group for, excuse me, got hiccups. For people who build models on the same vein as me that like to put pictures up and ask for tips and hints and everything like that, if you go onto Facebook and look for Smooth Cave, pretty sure that my admins are still helping me out because there's still people on there. I personally haven't been on for a little bit, so I do apologise. But yeah, Johnny, how are you doing, my man? He's from down under, which means he likes going blah, 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 blah. And yes, that's not child friendly. Robert Justin is saying, okay, very good, Smoot. Was looking for something to make truck rims. Now, talking about rimming, just got to light my cigarette because rimming was, yeah. With the with the easy powders, if you put them on a little makeup applicator, you know the wee eye applicators, kind of like I showed. I don't have one to hand that I can show you that's actually intact. You've got the wee foam end and one end, and say you're doing your model, and don't throw away the applicator. That's American applicator that you use to put the powders on, because as Robert Justin was saying, you might have sprayed a lovely gloss black, whether it be a car or a truck, wheel rim, but you want a wee bit of chrome round the edge. If you have an applicator that you have used with the powders, you can simply glance over it and it'll give you a chrome edge. Now, the problem with these powders is they don't stand up too well if you put a lacquer or anything over it. But if you're kind of at the finishing stages and you've got your wheels lovely gloss black, but you just want a wee chrome tint round the edge, pop the tyres off and just take your applicator that you've used before with Ushi powders and just rub the edge and pop the tyres back on, right? Wearing rubber gloves, because this stuff goes everywhere, give you a fantastic effect. Just saying, you don't have to lacquer everything. Right, I'm just checking back. Once she's going, glad I could help. Robert saying Saturday would be great. I do miss the Saturday night live shows, but I don't know after 10, 11 months away, is there an audience? Are they interested in what I've not been doing or what I've been doing or what my friends have been doing? I don't know. You guys need to let me know. Do you miss it? Do you miss a bunch of misfits that stick styrene together on a Saturday night, sharing their knowledge, mishaps, stuff with you? Unless you comment, I don't know. Am I pursuing a lost cause? I don't know. You need to give me feedback in the comment section underneath when this live stream finishes. Edward is saying, I thought I might be dead. Yeah, I got that. Munchkin's ex-army vet myself. Yep. A new person in, Nick Rose. I'm still full from last night. Thanksgiving dinner at a local casino in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas. Lucky man. So you had a good Thanksgiving, I take it. What's he saying? I won $41 with a fiver. Good man. Good seeing you again, Smooth. Thanks, Nick. Edward Leonard saying, going off on a tangent, Colin would be giving you shit if he was watching. Actually, no, he wouldn't. For all myself and Colin fell out a little while ago, I have had. Sorry, I'm just doing something with my tablet here. It's not working. Colin and myself are good. Whilst we might have had differences of opinion and all that sort of thing, Colin's got a lot of medical issues that he's dealing with, and I couldn't deal with half the shit he's going on with. I've got no issues with Colin, so no, he wouldn't be going off on a rant, see me going live. Actually, he'd probably be tuning in and not saying anything because he's that kind of guy. I have no issues with Colin. Those that don't know who Colin is, Colin Wilkinson of Festa 67's Workshop. I wish him all the best. I don't feel sorry for him, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with the medical issues that guy's got. And I haven't kept up with YouTube or anything like that. I believe he's maybe on the E-Models team. Good for him, you know? So, no issues between me and Colin. Whatever anybody else might have said, yeah, we're not like kissing buddies or anything like that. We're still in contact. And yeah, I wish him all the best. I have no problems with Colin whatsoever. I'm just trying to get my tablet working. Apologies, this is a new thing that I got on. So I was looking at different tablets because I started playing a phone game. And I bought what I call a cheap Chinese knockoff for about 80 quid. And it was rubbish. So I got myself a Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e, and it's gorgeous. But anyway, right, let me catch up with chat. Munchkin saying, as long as you win more than you use, you did great. Agree. Edward saying, you're a funny guy. Yeah, Saturday would be great. I would love to do Saturday Night Lives again if I can encourage people to come in with me. I could do it myself maybe for about an hour. As you can tell, I like talking about shite. What's Johnny saying? Hey, Tel, I'm doing good, mate. I've had some minor loss of mojo myself. I've had a major loss. I haven't touched a model kit since January. Starting kits, putting them away, starting another one. I've always done that because I've got about 9 on the go, but I haven't touched anything styrene about 9 months. Yes, I can get you, Johnny. Gary Pashley's in. Good morning. Yeah, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Good morning, Gary. You old grumpy bugger. Yeah. How are you doing these days? Still suffering with mental health issues and trying to get back into modeling and seeing if there is actually anybody on YouTube that wants to have a bit of a laugh with me, I suppose. Johnny Blythe is saying, feel more positive lately. It must be the Smoo effect. And we definitely want more live Smoo. Johnny, I don't know if you have a webcam. And obviously, you're down under, said the lady to the bishop. It would be good to, if I was doing a Saturday Night Live thing again, I'm all about the whole sort of inclusion thing. And YouTube's quite interesting. It's like people either love you or they hate you. But I find model making quite a reclusive hobby. So you're kind of like stuck in your own bedroom, making a perfect mosquito or battleship or car or whatever. It's a very solitary sort of hobby. And the whole idea of the Saturday Night Live thing was, right, it might be a solitary hobby, but there are lots of people that do the same thing as what you do. And you might have come across a problem and seen somebody doing it better than you and wondering, how do you do that thing? That was kind of the idea behind it, and trying to bring a bit of fun behind it. And I'd like to go back to that, but I don't know if there's an audience there for it. So I don't know if it's worthwhile, whether I'm building models or not. I like hosting. I like seeing what people have been up to. I like having a laugh. The hosting side of things, brilliant. I love it. I'm a very slow model builder myself, so I don't particularly do a lot. But now and again, I'll do a model and go, that's what I've done. Just seeing if is there an appetite for it, or would we be just wasting our time? Is what I'm asking. Edward was saying you were so funny together. Oh, me and Colin, bunch of daft buggers. I'm sure he misses you. We've had contact, yes. As I say, there was a difference of opinion at the beginning of the year, and it all got out of hand, and me and Colin are communicating. Not going to put the guy down. Good modeler, good pal, difference of opinions. Move on. Yeah, you Colin, the rest you gang had me rolling on the floor. I've got to admit, I miss Saturday nights. Now, regardless of whether you tune in a Saturday night for. See, this is what I laugh at. If you tune in on a Monday night for e-models, right, you're going to get products sponsored by e-models, right? That's the wee sort of section that they talk about what e-models want to sell. And you're going to get opinions of. Last time I watched it, there was Fox, who I respect, Ted, who I also respect, and Chris for Gross Models, also respect him. So there was the three of them, and if you wanted any model making questions answered, they would, to the best of their knowledge, from their experience, answer your questions. And that's kind of like e-models. Friday night, you've got Paul for ISM. Paul's a beautiful painter, by the way. And his crew, and they would do their thing. And on a Saturday night, basically me and about 4 or 5 others would just rip the piss out of each other and occasionally answer model making related questions. I think there is a need on a Saturday night for people who enjoy styrene, but don't necessarily need to talk about styrene and just have a good laugh. It's up to you guys. I don't know. It might just be me, and yeah, but curious to see if there's still, because I don't think there's anything on a Saturday night anymore. Monday's e-models, Friday's Paul for ISM, and Sunday's like Fox early afternoon and Gross evening. I don't know anything else apart from that, so, but I've not really been clued up on it, so I think it would be fun to do the Saturday night thing again. Keep me away from the alcohol, though. Gary saying, good to see you back again. Missed your show. Used to be great for us insomniacs. Yes, the Insomnia Live. Well, the thing is, this is what, 6:39 in the morning. A normal person from the UK would not be streaming at this time in the morning. Yeah, nothing else. So there's nothing on a Saturday. As I say, I haven't checked. I did a impromptu live feed. Was it last week or a few days ago? Just basically for me to see if anybody actually tuned in. I think I got 2 viewers, but because I'm from the UK and I did it like 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, where when Colin and myself were doing the insomnia, so we got a lot of American feedback because there is a huge modeling community in America. I only got a couple of people in, but when the people from the UK actually woke up, I got a lot of nice comments in a section down below. So it was encouraging. As I say, I'm not an expert model maker. Okay. I'm a mechanically trained, semi-skilled auto electrician, semi-skilled engineer. So actually building models is, for me, quite easy. The hard part is painting them the right colours, putting the electricity in them if we want to put electricity in them and stuff like that. if I'm like you guys, I see a model and go, oh, that's nice. I'd like to build it. And you paint it as close as you can to what's on the box. And you go, there is my model. As long as you have enjoyed that process, that's what counts. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, unless you're going in for competitions. I've got a couple of friends that actually do models to competition standard. And I'm like, wow. But it's about having fun. It's sticking bits of plastic together, spraying them, sharing their experiences. Oh, this kit's a bit shit, but if you file this bit off and, ram like a bazooka up its arse, you can get it to work. And I feel that's what the channel's about. It's about a lot of people talk about like model reviews. What is the point of doing an inbox review? Well, I've got a cracking model shop that I can go to within half an hour in Edinburgh, Wonderland Models. And I can walk in there and any model on the shelf, I can say to the guy, I'm interested in this. Do you mind if I look in the box? And he'll go, no problem. They'll even cut the tabs and I'll open it and I'll go, oh, that looks quite good. Not too much flash, stuff like that. Majority of people nowadays buy kits online. So you have no idea what's in the box. You just like the subject matter. This is where inbox reviews, in my opinion, comes in because I've got the kit in my hand. I can open the box and show you what's inside. You can then make an informed choice as to whether you buy that kit or not. So I feel inbox reviews has a place. Discuss. What's Johnny saying? There'll definitely be an audience once you get up and rolling and can let people know when you're on. You asked if a webcam I have, but the computer's on a different floor from my bench. That might be a bit difficult because we'll be looking at your living room while you're chatting away. Maybe you could incorporate being on the same floor as the webcam. That would be good, Johnny. I could use my phone or tablet, but I couldn't commit to regular due to work and also time difference, but I could pin now and again. If I was doing Saturday Night Lives again, I would obviously be looking at having a regular bunch of people who I knew would come on the shows with me because it's quite hard hosting and now I'm just gibbering away. If a chat's going, it's quite easy because then you're replying to people's questions and things like that. If you're actually doing a live show and you're talking about model making, and I go, right, this is what I've built, that's me got everything finished that I want to talk about is what I've built or what I've been up to. If you've got 4 or 5 other people with you, they can then talk about what they've built and what they've been up to, and people can put questions to them. So having more than myself on a live feed is advantageous on the fact that you can see different people's build styles and what they're up to. Doing it solo, I could quite easily go and say, right, I'm going to start doing a Saturday Night Live show, and it's just me, and I haven't built anything, but let's have a chat for an hour and a half. Not quite what the Saturday shows used to be. So, yeah, I'm looking at trying to get a few model makers that I know involved. This is just stuff going on in my head. And going back to a sort of light-hearted, let's have a bit of a laugh. And if somebody does have a serious model making question, hopefully one of the people that are on the live feed will actually have an answer that will help that person. So it's just an idea. Catching up with the chat again. Edward saying, sure, inbox reviews help. I watch them for the reason you suggested. Yeah, most people order online now. I have about 40 to 50 kits that I have not reviewed. The way I used to do it was like I would put up an instructional video or part of a build series, then I would do an inbox review. And then a bit more on that instructional series or a live feed and an inbox review. And then I sort of went on to the live shows, and it kind of got to the stage like the live shows took over everything, and I didn't bother with all the bits in between. So I did sell off quite a lot of my kits, but I'm quite lucky, and I do have a stash, as you can probably see some of them up there, that I haven't reviewed. Now, some of these are kits that you can still buy. Some of these kits are kits that are quite rare to buy, but you might find them on eBay. But knowing what's in the box and what to look out for might help you make a choice on whether you want to buy it or not. And some of the stuff is no longer available. Tamiya are quite bad. There's a couple of kits I've got, and it's a really popular kit, the Yamaha YZR M109, and you got in various different liveries. I've got the blue and white one, which is the one that did the Rossi figure for. I've also got the Estoril edition, which is a silver and white? I've also got the zero paints for that. And then they did 50th anniversary editions and all the rest of it. They're all exactly the same bike. They have different decals. If you're able to make your own decals or buy aftermarket decals, you can make them fit. But a Yamaha YZR M109 that I bought for £39 3 years ago is fetching silly money on eBay because Tamiya do limited production runs, which annoys me because a video series that I started, and through various reasons, the RZ250 build. When I started that build, it was a kit that you couldn't actually get. It was a retro kit, hard to get, premium money. So I paid premium money to get it, got it, built some of it, fell out with a girlfriend, moved to my place, started filming a bit more. Decals failed because they were so old. And then Tamiya re-released the kit. And it's like, So yeah, kind of stuff I'm fighting against. And yeah, Mr. Three Sheets is saying some kits are fetching silly money. It's just styling at the end of the day. I just popped on again. How long I've been going? An hour and 42. Bloody hell. Just popped on to see if there was anybody still sort of interested in the channel. Let you know, sort of, I would like, this is just I would like, not that it's going to happen. I would like to start doing Saturday Night Lives again. I'm not currently building anything, but I know a lot of people that are. So is there any interest on me attempting to start up a Saturday Night Live again? Or am I wasting my time? Or I don't know. I need you guys to speak to me and say what you like, what you would like to see on a Saturday night. Say it was a 2-hour show. What would you like to see? Would you like to see what we've all been up to? Would you like to obviously have questions and answers on, well, I've got this kit, have you done it? I'm thinking about this paint. Is this paint any good? Is that paint any good? I'm a new model builder. I need tips on this. I need tips on that. I need your guys' feedback to A, is a Saturday Night Live worth pursuing? And B, is there enough interest and other people out there that may benefit. I've got a decent knowledge. I'm not an expert, but I know a lot of people that are really, they've been doing it for 40 years. I mean, I started modelling around about 8 years old. Give me a second. As probably a lot of you guys did. You know, you're 8 years old and your dad comes home one night with a model kit and goes, "There you go, son. Here's a model kit." And you go, "Oh, how do I do that?" So your dad would sit down at a table side by side. I mean, unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was 11, but bear with me. You're 8 or 9 years old and you and your dad are spending quality time. Now, it might be stereotypical, you know, your dad's helping you do the model making, but generally it's a male thing, okay? So your dad's sitting next to you and you're going, "Right, Dad, what do I do?" And he'll go, "Well, cut this bit now. Watch the knife. Don't put it on your finger." So tell you knife safety and here's the glue. Mind all tubes it. Actually, I've got some. The snot glue. Have I got it handy? Wait now. Where is it? Oh, come on, I'm going to have it. Right. Any of you guys remember this shit? The old poly cement, right? Snot glue, I call it, right? You put it on your model and you go along the edges and then you get the big strings as you pull it off like a big snotter. So you sit there with your wee tube of poly glue and he says, "Right, don't put too much on because it will all look crap and glue along the edges and all the rest of it." And, you know, I mean, nowadays you've got like cracking sanders, like stuff you get off of International School Modeler. You get their range of sanders, and then you've got Flory sanders, and also back then you were like a bit of sandpaper, a matchbox actually. Can you remember matchboxes? Right, it had the sandpaper on the side. You used to sand. Am I that old? So you would build your model and put your snotty glue across it, and say it was an aircraft, and squeeze the two halves together. Right, so you're like, "Yay! I've glued two bits together." And then you would take the side of a matchbox and rub down all the snot off the edges. None of this, you know, micro mesh and stuff like that. So you sand all that off. And it's like, "Right, Dad, what do I do now?" Right, glue the two wings together with the snot glue. And again, sand the edges off with the edge of a matchbox. And then stick them into the body. Right, so you've got an aeroplane. Eventually, you've got an aeroplane where it's a Spitfire or whatever. And then you've got to paint it. Now, when I was young, there was none of this acrylics, and there probably was acrylics and airbrushing and stuff. But when I was young, it was tubs of Humbrol paint. Humbrol are a set of enamel paints. I've got loads of them. Actually, the metallics are really good. And you had to brush paint them onto your model. None of this primer crap. You know, you didn't prime your model. You painted them straight on with a Humbrol. So you've got your paintbrush and you're painting all the colours and all the rest of it. And it's all streaking and it's all lumpy and all that kind of crap. And then it dries and you do your next one. And canopies, you used to paint all the wee lines in between all the wee window panels by eye. None of this mask sets where you just go mask set on with an airbrush. No, you painted, but you had to rough them up a little bit with a matchbox and do all the wee panels in between and then do all that. And then you put it, and at the end of the day, you look at your model and you go, "Oh, that's great." And then you've got your decals. Now, back in the day, there was no decal setting solution. It was take your decal, put it in lukewarm water for about 2 minutes, then place it onto your model. And you did. But then there was nothing about spraying like a clear matte coat or a clear lacquer coat over the top. That was it. Your model was done. And you look at it and go, "Great." I went one further when I was a child. I took the cockpit off and pulled the pilot out and took. Right, children, this is a health and safety warning. Do not take cotton wool balls and soak them in paraffin. Do not do it. Okay? And do not light them with a match from the Swan Vestas box that you sanded your kit down with. Do not do it. But this was an added thing that I liked. So I'm probably admitting something. I don't know how many of you have done this. So I'd be standing in my bedroom, second floor up. I've built this Airfix model of a Stuka bomber or whatever it is. I've pulled the pilot out. I've put some cotton wool inside. I've taken a pipette of paraffin and squirted that. I'm going to get shot for this. Squirted a pipette of paraffin into the cotton wool. Got one of the Swan Vestas, not an electronic lighter, Swan Vesta, struck it, lit it, pilot in, cockpit on, and threw it out my bedroom window and watched it going in flames as it hit the ground. Maybe I'm strange, but you're not allowed to do that kind of shit anymore. So yeah, right. I suppose I better catch up with chat, or maybe you guys can share with me similar stories of doing strange things when you first started modelling. So yeah, I started modelling at 8 or 9. My dad used to bring modelling kits back to me. He passed away when I was 11, and I lost total interest till I was, just trying to think, how long's my channel been going? I was in my late 40s, and I took it back up again with all the technology we've got now of all the different paints and airbrushing and sealers and fillers and sanders, and yeah, but I do miss taking a Spitfire, filling it with wadding and paraffin and setting fire to it and throwing it out a bedroom window. Anybody else done that, or am I just a pyromaniac? Right, I'm just going to catch up on chat again because there are a few people in, which is quite encouraging actually. Even though I look, hold on, can I do the unicorn thing again? The Scottish, in Wales it's a dragon, in England it's a rose, in Scotland it's a unicorn. So I am the unicorn of model making. Right, I'm just going to catch up with chat. Edward saying, of course, Smooth, anything is good. I'm a modeler who started again about 2 years ago, but enjoy all content. You're probably a bit like myself, Edward, is you have an idea of how to do something yourself, or you form an idea of how to approach a problem. And then you go on YouTube and look and see how other people do it. And then you take a concise view of everybody's ideas and form your own and progress from that. And that's what I do as well. I still watch people on YouTube and I go, I never thought of that. Oh, I'm going to try that. So, yeah, never claim to know everything. As a mechanic, it's like, I mean, everything's changed now. We're all into these sort of hybrids and all that sort of thing. When I trained as a mechanic, it was a basic engine. There was points, a coil, and all that sort of thing. And now it's all electronic ignition and cam position sensors and crankshaft position. So my actual trade that I trained for has changed, and modelling has changed as well. I'm a waffling. Yeah. Johnny Blythe saying Swan Vesta sandpaper. Yeah, as a kid, the wee boxes of matches, because both my parents smoked, and used to get the wee boxes of Swan Vesta matches, or actually Swan Vesta was a yellowish box. It was kind of longer than it was wide, and you had the wee red tip matches in it. And when they were finished, it was like, Mum, what? Didn't you throw the box away? Why? I needed to sand my model because one side of the Swan Vesta box was actually sandpaper. And that's what I used on my models. Am I old? Has anybody else done this? Or am I, nowadays I'll go, right, I've got to sand my model. All right, this is a Flory one, but it's everybody knows about grits. It's about a 250 grit flexible sander. So if I'm going into something, I'll go, woo-hoo. In the old days, I'd take a box of Swan Vesta matches and go. Anybody else remember that? Or am I really just so old? And Merry Christmas! Quite cool. Everybody's popping in. Oh, 6 folk on now. Right, catching up in chat again. Excuse me. Edward saying, in America, we had testers, which is worse. I've heard about testers paint, and some people still swear by them. I've got a lot of Humbrol paints. That's small metallic tins. Who did Humbrol again? Was it Airfix? Humbrol. I'm pretty sure that GB's Model Zone will pop in and correct me on here. Humbrol was generally Airfix, if I remember rightly. Separate company, but the Airfix instructions always listed Humbrol paints, and there were enamels. And somewhere in my loft, I have 2 car kits. One unstarted from the 80s, so it's probably worth a few quid, and one that I started, which was an American pickup truck, and I painted it with Humbrol. But we didn't use primer back then, so like you put the red on, it's all streaky and shit, and it looks crap, and then you do another coat. And yeah, I want to find those kits and strip them back and do them again. I need to climb into the loft. Lucky you didn't burn your house down. Strange story there, Edward. Fortunately or unfortunately, my late mum, okay, in the same house, we had a shed at the bottom of the garden. It was a council house, so back in those days it was coal fire, and there was like wee vents you opened up in the bedroom on the chimney stack that would warm the rooms. And my mum had a paraffin heater that she used to sit at the top of the stairs. So fucking dangerous now, but a paraffin heater with a wick, you turned up and you lit it. So we always had paraffin kicking about. So one day I decided, oh God, to pour some paraffin about the back garden. Then I lit it. Then the shed caught fire. My mum was cooking the tea at the time and didn't see me and my brother trying to stop the shed burning down. Yeah, paraffin. Very good for cleaning oil and grease deposits off of motorcycles. You actually have to go to Halfords now and buy a little bottle of paraffin. Whereas when I was a young lad, there was a... Oh, Christ. I'm reminiscing, but... as a young lad, talking maybe about 10, 11, 12, there was a lovely old lady that stayed across from me, probably in her 70s. A similar heating system to herself. She had the coal fire and she used the paraffin heater to heat the other rooms. So now and again, she would require paraffin for her heater, but a gallon tub of paraffin from the nearest garage that dispensed it, and this was the pink paraffin, if I'm going back, she couldn't humph it all the way up the road. So she was a lovely baker. She used to make lovely cakes. So she would go, Terry, could you go and get me some paraffin, please? So she would give me the gallon bottle. I'd walk the half a mile down the road to the garage, and it'd be this dispenser thing inside the garage that used to fill up the paraffin to a certain level, and then he would dispense it into the bottle, and pink paraffin. And I get my gallon of paraffin. I mean, can you imagine an 11-year-old going into a garage now and saying, I want a gallon of paraffin? They'd be like, are you okay or something? So yeah, 11-year-old, gallon of paraffin, please. It's for old Mrs. Smith or whatever. You get the gallon tub of paraffin, and A gallon's quite heavy. What's a gallon? 2.2. No, hold on, that's pounds. A litre is 1.78 litres to a pint. There's 8 pints in a gallon. A litre weighs a kilogram. So say you're carrying 10 kilograms, 12 kilograms up the road, 11-year-old. This plastic bottle with pink paraffin in it. You go up to the old wifey. There you go, Mrs. Smith. And she go, here's lots of cakes. You know, that's what I grew up with. But you don't get that now. We don't have paraffin heaters. Very few people have coal fires anymore. I do remember being at my granny and granddad's, and if you've got a house, if you're lucky enough to have a house with an open fire, you used to get a thing called a toasting fork. It was a big long fork with about 3 prongs, and then you used to put a bit of bread on, and you would sit near a coal fire, and you would toast your bread. I tell you what, I've never yet, even though I've got a toaster, put the bread in, press it, but doesn't it taste the same if it's not off a coal fire? I'm showing my age, but it's just things as a child. Okay, whilst I'm in reflection days, whilst I was about 9 or 10, right, I was born in 1967, to give you an idea. So when I was 10 would be 1977 or thereabouts, okay? So back in that time, when I was 10-year-old, we still had a coal fire. Give me a second. We still had a coal fire. Our particular cooker was electric, but the next door neighbours was gas. And back in the 70s, there was a lot of strikes, and there was a lot of brownouts and power cuts. So if we wanted to cook our tea, because we were on electricity and the electricity had cut out, we had to go next door to Wilma, lovely woman, who had the gas cooker, to cook our tea. Just weird stuff like that. I'm just going to catch up and chat before I blather on, but right. What's John's? What's Edward saying? I just took it back to at 55. Not being cheeky, Edward. What age group are you in? I'm currently 52 years young, although I look like Santa. John for GB's models are saying he started using emery boards. Yeah, Swan Vestas. Or what? Emery boards? What's that? There's a matchbox. Sandpaper on it. Johnny Blythe saying, sand with Swan Vesta, did you buff? Did you buff with Bryant and May? Bryant and May were another match manufacturer. I think they did the safety matches. It was a bit smooth. I'm with you on that one, Johnny. That's fucking brilliant. Excuse my French. Oh, I like that. John GB's models only saying Airfix did their own paint, then Humbrol, Revell, and Gloy Glue. I remember that. Did their own paints too. Can you remember Gloy Glue? Are you as old as me? Nick Rose is in. Rose, good evening. Thank you for joining us. I think it was a normal thing in those days. I don't know. Maybe I was just a poor kid and made do with whatever was around. But I've got fond memories of those days. John is saying, "My God, we had a paraffin heater at the top of the stairs, same as me. They were so bloody dangerous with fumes and being unstable. Yep, we had a coal fire too when a kid. So yeah, you can relate, Johnny. Yeah." Basically, the house we stayed in, there was a stair, and there was like, I'm just trying to remember the bedroom layout, but there was like 3 bedrooms. There was like toilet, big bedroom, mum and dad's bedroom, box room, but the paraffin heater sat right at the top at the corner, and it used to warm up the bedrooms at night. Wow, so it's not just me. Paraffin heaters, you talk to people now and they go, what the hell's a paraffin heater? Yeah, you turn the wick up and light it, put the top and that back on, and just hope that nobody kicks it on the way down the stairs because it would just be an inferno. Yeah, health and safety. Um, Munchkin saying there are still quite a few wood stoves. I was actually speaking to a friend in game earlier on, which actually I just have to check to make sure I'm not dead. Oh, click that, go back there and repair that. Sort it. What's this guy doing? I have no idea. Right, so that's fine. And apologies, I've been sitting gaming all night, so I'm just kind of like, yeah. Right, I'm sorry. Right, what was I talking about? My name is Jeff. Yeah, paraffin heaters and stuff. When you think about nowadays how health and safety conscious everybody is, when I was a child, it was open coal fires. You had a shield thing you could put up. You know, when you first start a fire and the coal starts popping wee bits off. No wonder the fire brigade was so busy. Gas cookers was a new thing. Central heating was unheard of. Paraffin heaters to heat your land in. What else did we have? Yeah, Ford Escort Mark Ones. My dad actually had. You heard of a thing called a Morris Traveller? If you've heard of a Morris Minor, which was a car from Austin Morris, the Morris Traveller was a Morris Minor with the back end chopped off like a pickup, but it was like wooden construction, and it was like an estate car. My dad had one of them. Anyway, right, I'm trying to catch up and chat. I'm going off in the nostalgia evening. I may rename this as nostalgia evening. I'm also enjoying my beverage. I should really have been in bed at a normal time of 9 p.m. like everybody else, but I'm Santa Claus. Here's a question. Should I buy a Santa Claus suit? Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, nah. Maybe a bit strange asking children to sit on my knee and stuff. No. With the new YouTube regulations, that would get banned. Also, you may have noticed I'm not totally politically correct, but who gives a fluff? Right. Okay, he's fine. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by my games. Oh, right. Anyway, catch up with chat. Paraffin heater. Munchkin is 47. Oh, you young whippersnapper. Edward Leonard is saying, oh, hold on. It's actually more than one sentence. So here we go. Took back model making at 55. Yeah, okay. That is, I'm a tool and die maker and had been promoted to a manufacturing engineer without the papers to prove it. That's the thing. You could have a skill like I can work a lathe, I can work a Bridgeport, which is like a vertical lathe, but I don't have papers to prove it. So it's kind of like skills you've picked up and know how to do. But if you went to a new employer, you don't have the sort of certificates to prove it. So I'm with you on that one, Edward. Probably because it was cheaper for them, I guess. Yeah, I worked for a while. I've done strange jobs like aluminium die casting, and people go, I worked for a company who made door handles out of aluminium. I would be the guy on the night shift taking molten aluminium, treating it with certain chemical tablets to stop it oxidizing, filling up an automated machine with said molten aluminium, then operating machine to produce door handles, which would then go into sanding, finishing, polishing, anodizing, blah, blah, blah. So I've done that. I've also worked in what I would call pretty heavy engineering with a company that made pipes for the oil industry. So my job was on the saws. So we would have big hydraulic. The only way I can suggest it is like a big hydraulic hacksaw. So you'd have a big one, a small one, and about 6 bandsaws. A bandsaw is a machine with a saw blade that's on a long band, and you would sit it on and it would just keep turning round and saw through things. So I had to saw things to certain lengths. There was a big forge next door, so basically the straight pipe would come into me, whether it's 18-inch, 24-inch, 12-inch stainless steel or whatever, and I would have to cut it to an approximate length. It would then go to the forge where they would heat it up red hot and then stamp it into the T shape or the elbow shape or whatever the oil industry needed. And then it would come back, and then on the bandsaws, we would cut it off as close as possible to the 45 degrees if it was a 45-degree bend or a 90-degree T. And then it would go onto the vertical lathe borers, and they would put the edges on for the people to weld round, and done all that, and also worked a big crane that used to sit 180 feet up and have to pick the pipes up and then put them onto forklifts. And no qualifications for any of that, but I know how to do it. So I can relate to you on the fact that you have skills that you don't have on paper, but you know how to do. I mean, I worked in an electronics factory for 2 years. They basically said, "Can you solder?" Yes. I've done the wave machine, circuit placement, debugging, all that sort of thing. That's where my electronics knowledge comes from, but I've not been trained in any of it. So if I was to go for a job now and say, I want to work in an electronics factory and say, right, what have you done? I've done wave. We don't do wave soldering anymore. It's all SMD and oven baking and blah, blah, blah. Well, I've done component placement. We don't do much through hole anymore. I'd like to work one of the SMD machines, but it's all CNC now. It's all plotting. I've also worked in another company who made machines for checking PCBs, where we used to have to actually, using CNC, drill it all out and then put all the wee spring-loaded contacts in and make the machines for testing the PCBs. I've got a varied knowledge on stuff, but I don't have any paperwork for it. I am a time-served motor vehicle mechanic. That is my only qualification. But I find as a mechanic, you're kind of like a plumber, an electrician, and everything rolled into one. That's why model making doesn't faze me. The actual building of a model doesn't faze me, but the painting side of it is an art and a skill. And I'm still learning on that. So I'm going to go back to chat because I'm waffling far too much and I've got rid of my unicorn. Oh, give me a second. Excuse me for coughing. Edward saying, I think it really helps with my model making skills. I have progressed a lot in a few years. If you worked with your hands in a job, excuse me, it really helps. Yeah, if you are, the way I relate it back is when I was learning as an apprentice, when I was 16 or 17, we had a service manager that was really knowledgeable. He could tell you about Mercedes V8 engine and cam timing and the degrees and all about all. Give him a spanner, he didn't know what end to hold. So degrees and qualifications, to me, mean fuck all. You either know what end of a spanner to hold, or you don't. And the only way to learn what end of a spanner to hold and how not to skin your knuckles is through doing it. So in my life, I've found there's a lot of people who are up here, and there's a lot of people who know how to do the spanner work. I would class myself as a spanner guy. So perhaps when I'm doing my electronics videos, I'm not doing it as somebody who knows all the electron theory and about doping, NPN, and all the rest of it. But I know that taking a certain chip or a certain pin out and putting positive to there, negative to there, blah, 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 it makes it do that. I would call myself a spanner monkey. Is that the right term? Rather than somebody that works all the code out. I don't know. Edward's saying, I'm born in 62. I'm an old fucker. 62, 60. You're only 5 years older than me, mate. You know, it depends. If you've got a woman, there's many a good tune played on an old fiddle. John saying, not that old. I was born in 63. I didn't think you were that old, John. You're an old fucker. Edward saying, young at heart. The thing is, it's quite strange. It's interesting that you've actually said that. Young at heart and all that sort of thing. I wish, yeah, I don't know. It's like if I could be 17 again, but know what I know knowledge wise now, I'd love it. Wouldn't make so many mistakes, and I'd probably get laid even more. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, wise beyond your years and all that. I do think that maybe being old fashioned. This has nothing to do with model making. So if you just tuned in and wondering, you know, why a model making channel is talking about this, it's just what the guys in chat are talking about. I feel nowadays that people or young people don't appreciate old people. I used to love talking to old people like my granny and my granddad and stuff like that about things that happened and, you know, just listening to the older generation about things that's happened and all that. I think young people now, correct me if I'm wrong, forgive me if I'm wrong, is they feel very self-entitled. I call them millennials, even though I may not be correct in their birth year in calling them millennials. But young people now seem to feel entitled and everything should be handed on a plate. And if not, they get angry. Whereas us old folk have kind of seen a bit more, done a bit more, and had to graft and know that you've got to kind of work for where you want to go. Am I babbling? Chat's going fast. I need to catch up next, so bear with me a second. I do waffle a lot, so I do apologise, but thank you for tuning in. Any new people that's tuning in, normally I talk about model making, styrene model making, and possibly a little bit of electronics. All my Christmas trees falling over. How to put lighting into your kit. But tonight I just did a random live feed. I've been away from the whole scene for about 10 or 11 months and just trying to see if anybody's still interested in me possibly putting content up. So don't be scared to put anything in the chat. I will reply. And if you're a cockwomble, you will be blocked. And yeah. And if you're a cum guzzling cockwomble, you will be double blocked. And no, I'm not Santa's brother. Right. Catching back up in the chat. Oh, God, I've missed a bit. Wait now. Johnny Blythe is saying, yep, at the top in the corner, just talking about it, has brought back that burning paraffin. Oh, just got that warm sort of, petrochemical smell to it, mate. We were talking about paraffin heaters earlier on. That's how far I'm behind in the chat. Three Sheets, aka GB's Model Zone, my moderator for this evening, and don't misbehave or he will hit you with his spanner. He's saying nowadays it's all health and safety. Everything's health and safety now. You can't do anything without health and safety. It's like, if it works, fuck it. Right. And apologies for being so behind in the chat. I'm actually quite enjoying. I was speaking to John, aka GB's Model Zone, earlier on, and just saying, "Oh, we're thinking about doing live feeds, and I might go live." He says, "Oh, I'll go on modding for you." I've been on for apologies, 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I haven't discussed anything model making related. We've just been having a chat, and it's fine with me, guys, as long as you're here. Right. Munchkin saying house alone has an old coal chute and spots where the heat vents were at. I'm an army brat, and I do have memories. I left Germany when I was 3. My dad was in the Royal Artillery in BOAR, British. Was it British Army on the Rhine? And all the houses, all the military houses, then had big cellars, and there was a coal chute going down the cellar. So that kind of reminds me of that, even though I don't remember an awful lot when I was 3, but I do remember that. Well, it's quite strange. Johnny Blythe was saying, Edward, I born 63. Did you have a big slab cement coal bunker in the backyard? Yes. And actually, after my period of homelessness, I got this house. There was a concrete coal bunker in the front, which I got removed because that's now where a motorbike sits. But yeah, concrete coal bunkers was a thing. And actually, when I was apart from the first 3 years, so I'd say the first 16 years of my life, I grew up in a little village called Balerno, just outside Edinburgh, EH postcode. And my friend across the road, Paul, his dad worked for a coal merchant and they delivered bags of coal. And one day on the summer holidays, Paul was helping out his dad. He said, Terry, do you want to come out in the wagon? And I remember, obviously my dad had passed away by then, but my dad, when he left the army, apart from doing farming, he was a lorry driver. So he drove a big 6-wheeler tipper. And I thought, oh yeah, getting to sit in a lorry again. I went out with him. I tell you what, that was back-breaking work. Dumping what they call 50 kilogram bags of coal. What's 50 kilograms? 112 pounds into people's coal bunkers. It's hard work, but I did that one summer. Obviously, I'm going off at a tangent, nothing to do with model making. I did that when I was younger, so yeah. Edward saying you might get arrested if you bought a Santa suit. Santa suit. I might get arrested. Why would I get arrested? For false impersonation of a big guy that likes kids sitting on his knee. Topical. Just to let you know, I've got a 21-year-old daughter, and yeah, nah. The thought of sitting in a big red Santa suit with my beard going, what would you like for Christmas? It's not my ideal pastime. I'd rather say, what do you want to blow up? How can you annoy your mum and dad? Yeah, I'd be bad Santa. Munchkin saying, I worked at a factory that made grinding wheels. So you're on about the stuff where you've got bench grinders with the coarse and the fine grinding wheels. Quite interesting to see how they're made. What I actually like, I don't have it. I haven't actually watched terrestrial television for over a year. Here in the UK, you've got BBC One, Two, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5. I haven't watched any of that. But when I did have Sky, I liked the Discovery Channel, and there was a segment that came up was how things are made. And it would take you into the factory and show you how they made all springs, screw. That fascinates me, but I've got a kind of technical engineering. I like all that kind of stuff, so I would watch that. But yeah, am I drinking too much? I don't know. What time is it? It's 7:30 in the morning in the UK here. So hello to any early risers from the UK. We have had an American and Australian audience in this evening, and I have just been generally talking shite. So, talking shite, I'm just going to catch back up with the chat again. Door handles. Did you also make 4 candles? I see what you're doing there. There was a sketch by the two Ronnies where Mr. Barker was behind the counter, and the wee Ronnie came in and says, "I want 4 candles." And he gave him 4 candles, but it was after fork handles. It's just, yeah, classic British humour. Yeah, got you on that one, mate. Munchkin is saying, I also ran a lathe. Know how to work one of them. Bandsaw, yeah. OD and ID grinders. So actually grinding machines that would do the inside and outside diameter. Interesting. Johnny's saying, when we were kids, my old man could do anything. Brickwork, carpentry, mend cars, lay concrete, mend telly, rewire house, self-taught. I can do half that. Kids today can't even make breakfast. Yeah, unless it tells you 45 seconds in the microwave. Bing! Yep, got to agree with you. And it's... I blame the lack of apprenticeships and millennials. I don't like millennials. So yeah, that's like 2,000 subscribers unsubscribed, but I don't have 2,000, so fuck you, millennials. And Munchkin's agreeing, ain't that the truth? Edward is saying, yeah, I was the guy who would make and design the molds. Good skill. Then foresee the design. Just to make sure they're doing it right. Then machine them. I have made several plastic molds and also been a programmer for CNC mill machine and wire EDM machines. I would love to have a CNC milling machine. Now, although I have not been trained up on one, it's all about X, Y, and Z axis and the correct tools. The things you can make if you are patient and will go, right, design a program, and the modern CNC machines are quite straightforward. X, Y, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's a skill. Early CNC is a big skill. Modern CNC, it's all typing code into a computer and go, right, I've got a solid block of aluminium aircraft alloy that's 700 millimeters by 300 millimeters. I want you to first go in and a cut of a 5 mil depth and go here, and then a 10 mil and but yeah, I would love one though. I was thinking about, now here's an interesting thing. There's a lot of people who do aircraft, and I'm sure John might pipe in on this. At the moment in model making, a lot of people pay extra money. Let me just check something. Give me a second. A lot of people pay extra money on a model kit, say they're building a Panzer IV or whatever, for aluminium or turn barrels, things like that. And it's like they're charging you quite a lot of money for a small strip of aluminium that has basically been turned on a lathe at a slight angle. You get hobby lathes, but they're about, ones I've looked at, are about £300 or £350 in the UK. I would love to turn brass and aluminium stuff and actually make metal replacement parts for what's on my model kit. And it's somebody like yourself, Edward, would be a piece of piss. But they're quite expensive, and I'm not quite sure if they've got the torque to do certain metals, but it's certainly something I would like to purchase in the future as a small, as in a miniature bench top lathe. I think I could see me doing quite a lot with that. Edward saying, oh, he took his message back. Johnny Blythe's going, got any zeros? Eh? You want about Japanese zeros or like, yeah. Munchkin saying ran 4 CNC machines back in the late 90s. So, right, this is what I was on about. Back in the 90s, running a CNC machine was actually quite labor intensive. Whereas now it's all, there's so much of a software front on it. It's basically XYZ plotting and what tool you want to use, and it's pretty straightforward. But back in those days, from what I've seen in the electronics and going on the electronics testing side of things, you actually had to take the CNC machine with a pointer with a probe of a certain length and probe at certain positions to tell the machine where to drill and stuff like that. Am I wrong? So you had to manually actually go around the thing and plot everything, whereas nowadays you just do it all on computer. Please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm talking more about circuit board manufacturers. So for example, you had 500 holes to drill. You would go on your CNC machine and look at the circuit board in times 50 or whatever, and you had to find the center of the hole and plot that XY coordinate for a drill to go through and the next drill to go through. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, back then you had to actually plot every individual point manually. Why is my battery going? Oh, my battery's going. Eek. Right, I might have to cut this short shortly because my battery is failing. So yeah, CNC now a lot easier. CNC back then was a skill. Frankie goes to Hobbywoods and guten Abend, guten Morgen. Frankie, yeah, love you, mate. Not seen you for a wee while. Thanks for popping in. Good morning, Terry. I'm really surprised that you're going festive. I'm bah humbug. It's like fuck Christmas. Bah humbug. Yeah, but yeah, my Christmas tree fell over. White tuck. You can't get stuff. Really nice to see you, Frankie. Just going to be the same shit Christmas for me. No presents. Microwave meal for one. But fuck it. What'd you do? So there you go. There you go, Frankie. Just for you. There is my. That's as much as I'm doing. I've been in this house 10 years. I have never put Christmas decorations up because it's. Once my daughter grew up and moved away from home and my mum passed away, Christmas is shit. It's myself on my own, no big turkey, no big meal. I'm single. It's a microwave meal for one and what's on the telly. So Christmas for me is shit. Bah humbug. But Christmas tree. Anyway, right, moving on. Johnny Blythe retracted his message because he was obviously being too rude for YouTube. Munchkin saying, "You're right, I had to do that also." I'm just looking back. Okay. Edward saying, "I used to have a whole machine shop in my garage. You lucky bastard. Lathe milling machine, surface grinder, bandsaw. Edward, I want your man cave. You could do it manually, but we used Mastercam." Ah, right, okay. So that was. I've only seen the really old CNC setup. I haven't seen the intermediate, and I know the new stuff's pretty much X, Y, Z. And you know how far the program will actually tell you if you're going in with 5 mil router bit that you can only do 3 mil at a swipe, so you can't do a 6 mil, and it will tell you, and it will come up error, cannot do this. Whereas in the old days, it was like, oh, I've broke a bit, maybe need to take it back a mil on that sweep. You'll get me. You know what I'm on about. Frankie goes to Hobbywood, says it's really nice to see you. It's really nice to see you in chat, Frankie. I'm not quite 100% myself. I'm trying to get myself geared up to get back into it all again. And it's really easy to do a live stream, even though I've not built any models. And I have been really surprised on who's popped in and said hello. So it's not really model making related, although I've had a couple of questions. It's just like, it's just nice to see you guys and nice to chat. It's like I'm sitting in my house, I'm mowing. You might notice there that the sky has went kind of blue, or starting to go blue. 7:42 in the morning. There is a tree out the back. Yes, it's starting to be daylight, which means I might have to retreat shortly or I will melt because vampires melt in sunlight. We don't get sunlight here in Scotland. That's why most of us guys are pale blue. It actually takes us about 10 months to get this colour under UV lights. Normally we're a pale blue, almost like an avatar colour. So, yeah. Just going to catch up with the chat again. Zeros, not hose. No idea. I've got the attention span of a midget. It's like, oh, look, squirrel. Frankie goes to Hobbywood. Nice to see you. Munchkin saying, got 2 grand babies. So we still. Oh, it's brilliant. You got grandchildren. Not going to go into my own personal circumstances, but the last time I seen my daughter, she was 17 and she's 21 now, and it was nothing to do with what I did. So, yeah. Edward saying, I'm the same, holidays are shit. Same shit, different day, mate. It's, yeah. But I have kids and grandkids, so my attitude has to change. Christmas is about children. Unless you're religion. I did stay next door to, when I was in my 20s, really nice couple who were Jehovah's Witness. And they didn't chat my door going, oh, please come see Jehovah or whatever. But I kept giving them Christmas cards. And after a year or two, I was like, I'm not being funny, but I sent you a Christmas card and you didn't give me one. They went, oh, we're Jehovah's. I went, oh, I'm really sorry. We don't celebrate Christmas. And I thought, fucking God help your kids. Nothing about religion or anything like that, but I do feel sorry for kids that miss out on. Christmas is very commercial now. Right, I'm going to shut up now because YouTube will go, yeah, you're being anti something, but yeah. Oh, my chat has just closed. Give me a second. I'm just going to. Oh, is it starting again? Munchkin's going, the sun. No! It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. We've got Klingons on the starboard bow. Frankie's going, why not, mate? I miss your live streams a lot, especially the Somnia. And Edward's just laughing. How do I put it, Frankie? I went through a really bad. My tree's flashing here, but it's not. Yeah, it's failed. My mental health isn't very good, and I was hanging out with a group of people that I thought would help me, and it turned out not that way. And the easiest way I can put it is with differences of opinion. I had a mental breakdown, and I just switched off YouTube and Facebook for 10 months. So that's basically what happened. I don't keep very well in real life. Everybody has problems. I suffer really bad with depression and anxiety and other mental health issues. I have recently been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and COPD, and I'm kind of struggling with life in general. Being perfectly blunt, which is why I haven't made any models. It takes me all my time to get out my bed most days. Now, I appreciate there's a lot of you guys out there that might actually resonate with what I'm talking about. I'm not asking for pity or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm really struggling with getting out my bed every day and trying to have a normal life. Whilst people who view me on YouTube might think that when I didn't have the beard and had my hair on nice shaved back, there was a group of people and everything here, that I was a really happy person. You may find actually that a lot of current comedians suffer. Robin Williams is a classic example. People who like making other people laugh tend to be depressed. They tend to have a shitty life themselves. They tend to notice a lot of things going on and try and make other people laugh about them and that. And making other people happy makes them happy. Me. So when things went a bit tits up at the beginning of the year, I just decided to shut everything off. I'm just a normal guy. I've got into my later years. I'm single. You know, I'm not. I'll be quite honest. I'm sitting with this beard on. I'm not wanting this as a pity video. Okay. I am very pro let people know about mental health stuff. I'm not looking after myself. Okay. I'm normally clean shaven. I don't have a beard. I'm not looking after myself. But I enjoy interacting with other people. And regardless of whether I'm looking after myself or not, I crave, is it crave attention? I enjoy an audience. I enjoy feeling useful, I think is the correct word. I feel good when I think I've helped somebody. And if I've not helped somebody, I feel useless. I don't know, discuss. It's quite a closet thing. Any of you guys got mental health issues? I'm quite open about it. I struggle with depression. I struggle with anxiety. If something really gets me down, I'm like an ostrich. I bury my head in the sand and come back 10 months later and go, oh, it might be better now. Discuss. Be interesting to hear you guys' views on it. I know myself, I am I struggle with daily life, but I enjoy model making, I enjoy electronics, and I enjoy talking to people. But if untoward things happen, I close myself off. So discuss. Right, I'm just going to catch up with chat. Oh fuck! Oh god, where am I? Holidays are shit. You got grandkids, and the sun's up. Fuck the witness. Insomnia is the worst. I struggle quite bad with getting to sleep, and then I've got an 80-year-old woman downstairs who likes to play her radio on full blast. It's an ongoing thing, and it's like, yeah. Johnny Blythe saying, I'm off now, Tell. Good to see you, buddy. We'll chat more later. Take care of yourself, Johnny. Feel free to PM me anytime. You've got my info. Thanks for dropping in. Munchie is saying it works for me. Being across the pond, perfect time to watch it. Yeah, it was like when I first started doing the insomnia, I'd be at the bench, and until YouTube changed all the parameters, I used to have software that I could have two cameras and you could actually watch what I was working on. And then I encouraged Colin to come in, and the two of us would be doing it, and everybody liked it. Not done it for a while, and I still suffer with the insomnia thing. I'm just putting my toe in the water to see who's still there. So I did one live stream at silly o'clock. Was it last week or 5 days ago? About 2 or 3 in the morning. And this one's a bit busier, so people are sort of going, "Oh, Terry's still about." So yeah, I do enjoy it. Frankie's saying, "Yes, I know a bit of your situation and accept your decision, but at the moment, I'm happy to see you again for some laughs." Good on you, Frankie. I'm doing the best I can. Frankie Goes to Hollywood is he's a good model maker, and he's got a good eye for detail, and he does a bit of electricity like myself. And he did happen to send me a lot of German food that is on one of my videos somewhere. I can't remember. That was great fun. So you get a chap in the door, and the postman goes, "Here's a package for you," and you're like, "Whoa!" And you pull the package out, and it's like German sausage and German bread and German that. That was brilliant. I actually did a video about it. It was great fun. So yeah, Frankie, that was brilliant. Edward saying you enjoy interaction. Yeah, I crave it because, being quite honest, living on my own, I get very lonely. So I suppose this is the only interaction I get, apart from going up to the shop and saying, "Can I have a loaf of bread, please, and a quarter of pound of cheese?" I don't get interaction with anybody else. I mean, my parents have passed away. I don't see my daughter, and my brother's a few miles away and got his own problems. So I spend every day of my life on my own. Get the world's tiniest violin out. I spend every day of my life on my own in my own house with no interaction. So, for example, if I was to have a heart attack right now, it would be about 2 months before anybody found me. That's kind of my life. Not asking for pity, but that's where I am at my life at the moment. And I'm trying to get back to my usual cheery self and go, right, I know how to do a certain thing. Would you like to watch me doing it? And quite happily, people on YouTube go, oh, let's watch Terry wiring an LED to his left testicle and see if it explodes. Stuff like that. So I'm not looking for pity or anything, but yeah, my life's shit. But move on. Hence the beverage. What's Munchkin saying? Won't judge you at all. Just do this at your pace, and if I see an alert, I'll get on here and watch. Yeah, at the moment it's pretty random. As I say, I would like to get back to, and I will, doing my usual, not live feed, but sort of planned camera, sort of editing and all that, and go, here's a kit, or whatever. Get back to that. And I would love to get back to doing Saturday night live shows again, which is impromptu. But don't know about the interest, don't know who I could get on board. It's just an idea at the moment. Edward saying, I don't get out much anymore, but I really don't mind because I don't really enjoy it. You get a bit agoraphobic. You're in your comfortable place and don't want to go outside is where you feel comfortable at. I feel you on that one. Frankie's saying, same here, Munchkin. I'm staying here on Smooth Channel. Right, so certain batteries are draining on certain devices. And despite my lovely festive Christmas tree, it is coming up for 8 a.m. UK time. So I would like to thank everybody that has joined in for my impromptu live feed. It was just a sort of, I wanted to chat to somebody and people came in to chat. I will try and make it more model making related or electronics related in the future. But there may be other random live streams like this, and if you want to pop in and go higher, excuse me, got the hiccups, that's perfectly fine as well. I would say if you do like what I'm doing on my channel, there's no obligation whatsoever because YouTube doesn't really support sort of content creators. I do have a Patreon page in the links below. I also have it's something I'm toying with, a Teespring store. That's also in the link down below. But I do welcome any feedback, anything you want to see, anything you want me to make a video on. If it's something that I think that I can do, I will try and do it for you. At the moment, I'm just trying to get back into normality. I do know that I started an electricity series and haven't progressed with it, so that's kind of a priority. And I've got loads of kits I can review and stuff like that. So what I would say is, if you follow my channel and you like what you see other than these live things and me waffling on, make sure you click the subscribe and also make sure you click the little bell icon. The little bell icon will inform you if I'm online or a new video has went up or something like that. Do feel free to join my little Facebook group, which is orientated towards plastic scale modelling, Smooth Cave. Although I haven't been on it much as an admin, it is a decent group of about 100 people who make models at the moment. And yeah, feel free to contact me by any of the methods I have listed below. And so until the next time, I'd like to thank you all very much for your company. And I'm just going to do a last read on chat before I close. Munchkin saying, been fun, Terry. Let's do this again soon. Cheers, bro. And Frankie saying, it's not that necessary if themed or not, model making related or not, we're here. So just for a general chat. So thank you very much for that. Munchkin saying, I see a crow. You sure it's not that old bugger downstairs? Right. Thank you very much for joining in with me. It appears I've sat here for 3 hours chatting away with you guys, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought I would do an hour or whatever. Going forwards, I want to get back into my model making, but don't have the mojo at the moment. I want to get back into my electronics. I've got the mojo, but not quite sure how to approach it. I'd love to get back into live shows, but again, not sure who's interested and who I could get on board, or because YouTube's changed parameters, what software I would need to enable more than one person to appear on a live feed. So until the next time, whether it be random or whatever, we're coming up to nearly December, even though there's people up in the street who've had Christmas lights up for about 2 weeks. I wish you all the very best health. Enjoy your hobby, and as always, happy modelling. Catch you later. Bye. Who stole the button? Edward.